We're in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and we're in front of the Beebe Holbrooke mill, which is a maker of fine paper. They started up in the year 1863, and it was started by a person named Jared Beebe, and together with a partnership of Holbrooke, they started up this beautiful mill. And even when he died, Jared, his son Arthur, took it over and actually made it even better. So you can see it's 3.5 floors high. Now, if you look carefully at the wall of the canal, there's 4 races apparent. 2 towards the left, 1, and then a second towards the far right. Now, one in the far right was actually run by the Holyoke Gas and Electric up until about 5 years ago. Has a turbine generating hydroelectric energy, but all more for hydromechanical power. And inside of here, they would make very, very fine paper for people to write nice fancy letters to each other in nice stationery and nice envelopes. And you can see now it's 3.5 stories high. The rightmost part, it looks like 2 stories, but in the past it was 4.5 stories high, and it was taken down. You can tell that because it doesn't have the gable anymore. But that was a very important piece because they had the room where they actually pulp up the paper in there. So this is a paper pulp mill, and it pulped up rags. So it was rag paper. If you really want fine paper, use rags. Now, the most important features might be gone. It's still being used. It became a canal gallery, and then it became a marijuana distribution center, and now it's up for sale. So it's going to have a big changeover. Now, if you look at it, think about what rag style paper would need. You definitely have to get the rags to be very fine, and that means you have to boil the rags. Once you get them into little tiny pieces, and you would have to boil them to soften them up before you put them on a skein and try to paste them together. And so a very important piece was to boil the rags, and that happened in the back portion. We can't see that portion. Now, once it's all boiled up, they have to actually dry out those pieces, and that happened in the attic and it happened in the 3rd floor. So a lot of that space was taken up. Right now, some of the production happened right in front of us. On the first 2 floors here, you would have something called a plater, and that was when you're trying to get it to the right sizes and the right flatness. And you would have inside of these machines like Fordrinier machines, and that would be mostly towards the right middle, and that would make each paper the right thickness. And then you would have cutting rooms, and the cutting rooms would have been forwards, far to the right, beyond our view, and that would cut up the paper the way you want it. All right. Now, like all fine paper, you would want to color it too, because people 150 years ago liked to send out beautiful colored paper in beautiful envelopes. All right. Now, when his son took over, he made it even better, and he started up a hotel called the Maplewood, and he invited a lot of his friends to live there, and he used it for a restaurant place where he could have guests over, and people would come visit. Even people he didn't know, he'd invite over. And this family had another mill in Holyoke called the Beebe Weber, and they made wool there. So this is a family that made 2 different kinds of things, wool and paper. Right now, you can see that each of the turbines, well, 2 turbines are very big, the same size, and the others are different sizes. So there was expansion of the company through the years to get more power. And the first one was actually the one that's just one short of the absolute one on the right. And then the last 2 that were made are right on our left. And that's why they look quite a bit better shape and bigger. Okay, now they're very close to the pedestrian bridge, and we're going to just point to that pedestrian bridge. And so this is a mill that most people in Holyoke already know about, right? Because it's so close to this and it's kept in great shape. All right, thank you very much for visiting here.